Yeah, you know what it is. It's your boy Kaden for you, and you're now rocking with Hip Hop Bahamas.
Alright, here we go. Uh, we are here. We are not at our usual hip hop bomb setup today. We are here at
The Box.
Benji, tell us what's going on here.
Alright, so we are here at The Box, a
Uh-huh.
public art monument that has been set up by Hamian official here at the Tin Fro Pop-Up Park.
Okay. And there's more than one person in shot. We have Juliet Seymour here with us today. Juliet, how do you fit into the Hamian picture? What's going on?
So, as Ben appointed me, I'm the I'm the chief visual director of Hamian Official.
Okay.
So that basically means I'm in charge of most visuals, if not all. So usually, any video or mostly videos you'll see from Hamian,
Mm-hmm.
I probably edited, unless
Okay.
it says that I didn't.
Okay. What exactly are you two doing right now?
So right now we have a lot of the lateral walls finished on the box. We took out the floor this morning.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're starting to design the ceiling of it now. So she's cutting out, trying to cut out
Okay.
the cover of some Naruto books.
Yeah.
And right now we taping them onto the.
Okay, so I know we can probably get a scan of the entire box
Yeah.
afterward, but we don't see everything. But what I can look at the wall and I see a lot of different pictures here. My question to you is there anything not allowed in or on the box?
Well, I mean, you have like titties here on the box, so that would be something that a lot of people would be like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. It all like there is some stuff that, like, I guess would not be the most primary school art gallery box, but there's just so much stuff
Yeah.
that it almost doesn't really matter. You know, it's like
Yeah.
there's so many ideas in one specific space
Mm-hmm.
that you can't really get too upset about one of them because one doesn't really reflect
Right.
the rest of them. So there aren't really any rules,
Yeah.
especially depending on what we're working on. Like this wasn't put together from a preset notion of we're gonna put up these type of prints. It was like I had a flower book, a Monet book,
Yeah.
Family Guardian calendar. So
Yeah.
I just used the photos I had available to me
Mm.
at the point in time.
Okay. All right. So let's talk a little bit about Hamian. Hamian is so big. It really there's Hamian everything. You see what I'm saying? So how did that come about?
Yeah, so essentially Hamian is an international luxury creative agency standing for Bahamian excellence.
Okay.
So what that essentially means is that we care about the curation, incubation, and distribution of kind of Bahamian cultural talent and the commodity. Like that, like I mean, you go to any creative agency in New York, Paris, they have a style.
Yeah.
Some of them do commercials, some of them do like a lot of corporate stuff. Some of them focus on athletics. Nike itself
Yeah.
has a whole PR branch focused on what it means to be an athlete.
Yeah.
So if people can make a brand based off of Nike, our idea is we could build a brand that is based off of Bahamian excellence. And just by its nature of that being what it stands for,
Mhm.
that determines then what it is that we kind
Right.
of promote and include. So Hamian in itself is the creative agency. So we do brand development, creative consultations, and co-collaborative creative campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
So brand development means we just work on developing brands. It could be some of our own in-house brands,
Okay.
as well as creative consultancy, which is external brands. And then we do these co-collaborative creative campaigns where every season, so spring, summer, winter, fall, we launch a 3-month initiative, and this was our summer project, which is Break the Box. But because we're spread in so many different areas, it's like we're continually doing new projects, new
Mhm.
clients. So Hamian itself isn't necessarily limited to a product. I say instead of a brand, because a brand's just a label. That's
Right.
just something you put on top of something.
Mhm.
Hamian is more like a home. You know, we call
Right.
it the home of excellence because it contains within it a space, and that space is then filled with Bahamian excellence or any form of excellence, but Bahamian is
With as much topics as you guys have, is it a concern now or maybe later that you may have, like, let's say it's something for Hamian Reggaeton, you have a lot of artists asking you whatever, but like let's say you have some people on the other side doing like when you guys do Hamian Church Hamian that's saying, oh, when are we gonna get our turn, or is it going to be something that's just going to be, but how is that going to work?
Yeah, so I mean, the thing is, we don't put out expectations of what we're gonna do. You know, we don't go out to the public and say, for the next month, this is what's gonna happen. Even though we may have a plan, no one really at this point follows the brand to the care where they're gonna be like, what are they about to do for the next couple months? Now they'll probably care about it because they've seen us do stuff. But this first couple seasons has been about experimentation. The sample series, which was before summer series, was like just testing the waters, trying new things. So I don't really get discouraged when one specific page lags behind because my goal is more so creating a space for people to fill rather than like I like fashion, I like music, but I don't want to be the biggest fashion designer or musician in the Bahamas.
Right.
But someone needs to have a platform to be. So
Right.
you know, I want to get it rolling,
Yeah.
get the seed planted, but
Yeah.
ultimately it's gonna be other people who are gonna move to get some of this stuff done. And all the pages that are made is like someone's like, well, you should make this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'll make it. You want to help with it? Like, okay.
Ah.
And they probably won't. They'll probably make like 1 or 2 posts.
Yeah.
But at least we still have a page.
So a question for either one: where does the like motivation behind it come from? Because like, so all right, for me, exactly. Ben and I, we've known each other for like a minute now, and then even like when I was coming up, if I would have posted anything on my personal page, whether it was like me doing any type of music or whatever I was into at the time, I could remember you would always comment on my stuff and would always give me some type of words or whatever. So like, it seems as though you've always been behind, you know, Bahamians, and I wanted to see excellence. And for Juliet, we probably talk about where it comes from you, the motivation of want to see Bahamians, you know, break the box and become excellent in what they're doing.
Some people need convincing. I don't think everybody is immediately on that fire that's what you should care about. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So how does the team work? With is it more of like just tell me a little bit about how the team works.
So very chaotic, extremely stressful, but I guess the key is about learning how to becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I think everything that we do is I describe it as cool stuff I'm unqualified for.
Yeah.
So everyone else on our team is pretty much by like resume standard unqualified to do a lot of the things that we do. So we just kind of have that understanding that we're doing it more so out of our own individual desire to make something cool, rather than these expectations of, oh yeah, you're gonna come in and do all this crazy stuff, you know. And I think that's how everybody started. It was never like forcing people onto the team. Everybody just kind of ends up like, some people like on our team I've talked to about this for months. Juliet, I talked to it about like 6 weeks.
Yeah, like 5.
Yeah. How would you say we operate as a team?
Wait, that's a good question. Because I only joined the Hamian team like I said, like 6 weeks ago. Like I was with someone and they were like, you wanna go say hi to Ben? And I was like, sure. I don't really know Ben, but like I knew Ben from QC because he graduated 2016, I was 2017. So when I went there, I was all like, you know, when you go by someone else for the first time, you're like, So, but as we were talking, I was like, I want to get involved with this, and I thought it was gonna be something super casual, like I come out shoot maybe like, you know, one time. But
were you into stuff like this before you got into a thing?
It was a hobby. I like to shoot, but I'm like not the type of person where I do like a lot of people out here who meet me, they'd be like, oh, are you in school for like videography or like film or whatever? And I'm like, no, I'm in school for biomed, but this is like something I enjoy doing. So. But in reference to how the team works, I'd say like
Give an adjective. How would you describe it?
Chaotic way. Because like I can go around down the line. When I think about who I see out here every day, it would be me, Ben, Monica, and Nick Bauer. So Monica, she's like, we need to get this done, we need to do this. And Ben is like that, not Ben. Nick is like that too, but like, he's more like behind the scenes, like he'll sit down and, you know, work. But me and Ben, I'd say we're like opposites, even though we're similar in certain ways. Like yesterday, for example, we realized how behind we were in terms of
No. That's not true. Dave was getting stressed for no reason. That's the difference.
We felt, everyone except Ben felt that we were behind in terms of things that we wanted to get done by Friday. And so everyone was in like sort of like a mood. Whether they were like frustrated, anxious. Me, I was just brooding. Like,
it's real.
And then it's just like, okay, I'm so happy we're gonna get this done. It's gonna be the best thing ever. And that was pissing everybody off. So even though he makes us mad, I feel like he brings us all together.
Right.
For the most part.
I was about to ask, so with all the stuff that may be going on that's different, do you feel as though it kind of still works as a one functioning, healthy body together? You all, like, it makes sense with all the different types of personalities working right now? At least, is it working?
Oh, but 100. I mean, this is the thing, right? So people, anything that, this is the first thing. People get caught up a lot on time, right? You do something for like a month and you judge it by a month. You know, you need like some more time to really sit back and view how things work. When we were doing Hamian magazine, we had someone on our team who worked with us. We did great work, and then things kind of slowed down, and we ended up going separate ways. But it was like my viewpoint on Hamian is I don't want to do this for my whole life. The point of it is to be this accelerator to give you experience, to give you exposure to new things, and then eventually leave it. Right. So I don't really get upset when there's people who come through and like, for whatever reason, they may have to step away. That's perfectly fine because I know there's a greater purpose that they're working towards. Yeah. So I know also, oh shoot.
Sorry.
Oh, I thought that was your phone.
No.
Our team, it's like, I know they ain't gonna be here forever, so I don't really care too much about trying to keep them here. I try and provide value and a good experience that's gonna actually teach something like long term. So I know if people can just get through this project, break the box, they'll look back and be like, wow, we did that. Maybe they'll be a little bit more encouraged to be like, okay, let me try to do this now. Because I mean, it worked the first time. So yeah, I'd say that's more of the focus of it.
So like with all the, at least from what the public can see so far, with the rapid success of like how big Hamian is getting or whatever, how close or like what is the actual idea when you say, you know, breaking the box? How close are you to say to like breaking the box of what you want to achieve? Because of like, you know, we saw you on the news a couple nights ago. Hamian has turned into one of the most biggest pages, you know, we have right now, Bahamian owned. So how close are you guys to breaking the box or getting someone who you guys are saying you're just trying to help someone and breaking that box?
So I think there's two answers. The first answer is I think I am never in a position where I am like, I need more. Like how we walk and go through different things, our vision and mission is so entrenched into every little thing that we do that it's all enjoyable. It's all a win. This could all stop today and I would be very happy with it. You know, I don't mind like, and I say all that to say, we break the box every day, you know? So we never like, wow, we never got the chance to do that. No, every day we actually doing that. But in terms of our big goals, I mean, the vision is for the Bahamas to be this like creative archipelago, like mecca of the world to represent like a different type of lifestyle. America has a lifestyle, Europeans have a lifestyle, Asians have a lifestyle. There is no black, excellent, Caribbean, yet diverse, you know, yet multicultural hub, and I think the Bahamas is set to do that. So we do have a lot of press, we do have a lot of people who notice us, but I mean, I still think we are probably behind on the credit we deserve. I feel like people are now recognizing work that we did 4 weeks ago, when this week we're doing things much bigger than we did a month ago. So I don't really try and follow the press because I kind of know how things will react, and if you're doing good stuff, people are going to appreciate it. So we are currently breaking the box every day, but also we're far from the Bahamas being a creative archipelago that is known around the world. So with that being said, like I can celebrate when I'm in like, say, Paris Fashion Week, or like I have some actual international acclaim. The Bahamas is great because it's what everything is stemming from. But the definition has to be how far we can take that around the world.
Are there like any obvious keys that you would say, like when you talk about building up our industry and like turning us into more of a first class world, whatever? Because I was talking to a couple artists, like we had one from KO Music, who's a artist from St. Lucia. So we're trying to connect with them and try to bring you know, Bahamian and all the other Caribbean islands together and countries together. How do you think that would help us in trying to get what we're trying to get done?
You want to answer? You probably. What's your thoughts? Okay, I can answer that. You can cut. There's some tape. Respect, and you can put on edge. Like just tape it on, like hang it off like a string. So I think the keys to the Bahamas, you could break it down pretty simply. You would need people.
Who had one? Community.
What do you? Could you elaborate a bit on that?
Like, I feel like someone like me, I feel like I could do everything by myself and I really can't.
Mhm.
Like, even, my mom has, like, this thing where she'd be like,
That's the last time I can do that.
she'd be like, you be going out there every day and you don't get paid? And I'm like, babe, it sounds so stupid, but, like,
Yeah.
I've got, like, even one opportunity that I've gotten from out here, like, it's something that I never would have gotten if I didn't come.
Right,
you know?
right.
So I feel like for you to grow, you have to come out here and meet new people. And I found new people who want me to work with them. I want to work with them.
Yeah.
New friends, like one of my closest friends I met out here only like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, oops.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like you need people behind you and also to network.
Yeah, so I would say a couple of steps. So on an individual level, one, make peace with yourself. So, figure out who you are as a person, get that sorted out, figure out what you want to do with your life. Then figure out what it is you want to do. So specialize. Think in advance. Be like, this is what I want to be known as. This is what I want to do. Like, before I started any of this, it was like, I want to be one of the best designers in the Bahamas. Or I want to be the best designer in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
So that was the identity. And the identity was designer. So everything I did was with that notion of this is what I want to be with my life. So as soon as people figure out who they are, they need to figure out what they want to do. Then last few days, you got to figure out who they want to do it with.
Yeah.
If you want to live your life, you always going to get what you want. If you want to live your life by yourself, in your own fame, in a big mansion by yourself with nobody around you, then you're going to get that. But if you want to have Caribbean regional success, if you want a network of Bahamians who are unique in different ways, but working together, then that's what you're going to get. But the issue is we ain't been focusing on that big goal. We've been focusing on just, I want to do this.
Yeah.
When we really should be thinking of what is our role in the big picture. And if that's your role, then that'll direct everything else. Because people talented, they just need to have the mentality that says, that's all. I know it'll be easy because the Bahamas is great. This is why it works. The Bahamas is a perfect place. Number one tourist destination, I'd say in like the West per capita.
Okay.
Most beautiful country. So nobody cares about New York. Well, nobody cares about Wyoming.
Right.
Sorry, New York. I mean, New York, nice. New York, LA, Paris, they nice, right? No one cares about Minnesota, right? No one cares about Hungary in terms of places around the world. But people want to come in just to swim with pigs.
Right.
So pigs, which is a gimmick, plus Bahamas equals millions of dollars.
Right. Right.
So all you have to do is take anything else, combine it with Bahamas,
right.
have the right marketing and promotion for it,
Yeah.
and if they see you on a beach, they'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, this is nice. I want to come to the Bahamas. Then they come Bahamas. You have more volume of people from outside the Bahamas who could go to your concert, buy your merchandise, and you just have to figure out the space. Who's the A&R? Who's the producer? Who does promotion and management? Who's an agent?
Yeah.
And bail all that.
Yeah.
Respect.
Because even now that I think about it, even when me and my consultant was talking, we talk about when they say like to legalize like marijuana in the country, right? When you think about how that could benefit the country and whatever, is that something you would be on board with, or is that something you would be against? And if you were to be on board, is it something that you would use your platform to try to endorse?
So I think my stance is very firm. I support the legalization of cannabis, but
laughing.
100%, right? Like, I think if someone, because the amount of people who are taking part in something like that and not being vocal about it, like are in the closet, is huge. So there's so many people who have had benefits from it. A lot of these people who are creatives, that has been a lot of the thing that's helped push them be themselves, be who they are. And I think we need to be using more the arts and the culture as a vehicle to promote that. You don't have to be like, oh, go and smoke weed. But if you see that there's actual successful people in the society who are like, this is part of my lifestyle, what's the difference between that and drinking? But the key is, like, people have to embrace it first at the local level, because if you wait for them to legalize it, there'll be no opportunities for the locals to take part. We have to build our own equity and leverage, use our voices to promote the why. In terms of what I promoted on Hamian, I would probably. It all depends on the context and the form of it. But there are no rules, so none saying we
I
can't.
even remember me and we were talking about saying, because like if that was something where it was legal, imagine like students could actually come from abroad and say, I want to go to college in the Bahamas to study like agriculture and farming, because you can actually grow legalized, you know what I'm saying, marijuana cannabis and learn about that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
More hotels are going to be built now because people can now say, you know what, I can go to Bahamas and smoke weed legally, you know what I'm saying? So
You know how many people go to Jamaica just for that?
Right, so it's like more opportunities with jobs are going to be more people to get hired and all that stuff, so I think it could really do the Bahamas good.
And people do down a lot on tourism, and we do need to diversify. But tourism is the like stepping stone to getting where we want to be. Because if you can find a way to get people to 100%. Because how many people are in the Bahamas? 400,000. If you know like economies of scale, when your business gets to a certain size, you won't necessarily have the population to keep up the demand. That's why we don't have manufacturing here because there's not enough of a population. Tourism are people who are willing to pay higher premium prices for products and services just because they're on vacation. So people are willing to spend $10 extra on your event, on your T-shirt,
on your drink,
on whatever, because they're on vacation.
Yeah.
So if you could meet them somewhere, the same way that there's tours at Fort Charlotte,
Yeah.
if you're able to create cultural tourism and show how Bahamian music is a center point of cultural tourism, you'll have Airbnb guests who are coming here and are like, I don't want to come here and go Junkanoo Beach. I want to come here and be able to live in a different area and still partake in all the stuff that locals are doing. And that's really the key, because like everyone in the Bahamas could listen to your music and that's still only 300,000 fans.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So.
And then Juliet, you seem as though you were not on board with the whole legalization thing.
It isn't because I'm. It ain't because I'm not on board. I just was thinking about it on a deeper level. That's probably like not appropriate for like what we shooting right now. But like,
oh, okay.
I wanted to see what Ben had to say. What do you mean it don't matter? You want people to sit there and watch me talk over for like 20 minutes?
I mean, cut it down and show it for 2 seconds. I don't
right?
I
support the legalization. Is that what you want me to say? I mean,
but it's one of those things. Someone like if I have a voice and I know these other people don't have the ability to say something, I need to at least be a voice for people who feel that way. Because I support it personally. If I'm willing to go and support like cleaning the beach because I like care about the environment. If I care about like good industry growth, like I advocating for art right now.
Yeah.
You know, no one else advocating for art, but you know, you could advertise for something.
And then you know, it's I guess it's more about like values or whatever. Like I feel like it all depends on your perspective on it. You know, like I feel like some people can look at it and say, "Wow, look at them actually, you know, taking the time to actually discuss something that's that could actually benefit the country rather than talking about some BS or whatever." But I see both of the sides though. But if you were to get off of that, Benji, you are very into music. Every time we see your snap, you're playing a different Bahamian artist. Yeah. For us, we have already dropped our top 10 list. For you, can we get the well? They don't really say the name.
No, say mine personally.
Can we get the Benji top 10 Bahamian rappers list?
Wow, 10. I can probably.
It doesn't even have to be chronological.
Okay. Just top 10. All right.
Okay, so
lunch break.
We're back now, and Ben was about to give Ben and Julia were about to give us their top 10 Bahamian rappers list.
Boom. Okay, I can go first. These are my top 10. No particular order. Number 10, I can put Treasure J. Number 9, I put Leon. 8, Young Mali. 7, J Max. 6, Shadfer. 5, Ashton Kelly. 4, Twin Dem. 3, Casper. 2, Geo. 1, Sosa J.
Okay.
That's my list.
Okay. So that for you?
Number 1, Boat.
Boom!
Shout out to Bo.
Number 2, Compost King.
Okay.
Number 3, Sosa J. Street Virginia. Number 4. Who else? Must see Leon, because I only heard one of his songs, but it's good.
That's crazy how niggas though is give one hard song and just get put.
That's good. Anyway, number 5. I'd say number 5. He's number 1 for features, but number 5 would be Trey.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, I forgot. Honorable mention is Gio, Cheddar Josh, Ron K. Willie. Who else? Yeah,
But you
but
guys are less than like 200.
Yeah.
ah, Nani?
Yeah, but they deep, right?
No, they
But
don't
what
look
are
at
you
my list,
doing?
man.
Why you don't even get less?
There's no way it's 200.
Okay. Okay. So before we wrap up, last thing I want to talk about, seeing with everything happening this year in 2020, it would be,
Yeah.
you know, wrong of us not to even mention it. How do you guys feel about the whole Black Lives Matter movement and everything that's happening with all the protesting and all the things that are not just stopping because of Corona, but people are just stopping because they're saying, you know, we got to pay as much attention to this whole situation as possible now. Where do you guys stand on that?
You can go first.
Wait. Can I cuss?
Hmm?
Can we cuss?
Sure.
Shit sucks. That
does.
sucks, man. Like, it made me more appreciative of the fact that I am a black person in a majority black populated country.
Yeah.
But if we, I don't know. It sucks. Nothing else to say.
It just opened my eyes. Like, I mean, I always knew it was a problem, but like, I mean, it's one thing to know that something is a problem, and it's another thing to like not do shit about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't asked to cuss, but I
Yeah.
cuss him.
Yeah.
But like, nobody should have to fight for equality, right? That should be like that should be a given, you know? I should look at any man, any woman, any whoever and be like, right, you're my fellow person.
Yeah.
Like, that shit.
Yeah.
It is grind my gears. And then, like, you see people ignoring it. Like, they see a problem and they ignore it. And like, yeah, you could always use that small thing saying, what if this was your brother or your cousin or your sister?
Yeah.
But, like, people ain't really gonna resonate with it until it's them. Until it's actually them, they ain't gonna resonate with it. So,
For sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot going on, but I think it's to be expected, and I think it's things are going in the right direction because about 60 years ago, people didn't have the rights and liberties, especially blacks, that they do now in the U.S. Minorities didn't have the opportunities that they do now. Think about it, 60 years ago, people, like racism was tolerated on a high level, but slowly and slowly, bit by bit, times change, people move around, and people get a little bit more like expressive of how they feel. So I think the BLM movement in the U.S. is like necessary and outdated because this stuff has been going on for a long time, but a lot of Black Americans have just been like blinded to it because of the media and the system which entrenches them. Like we have the benefit of an outside perspective to be able to see everything that goes down and be educated on it, but they really need now more than ever community leadership development. And they just need their own sense of place, really, at the end of the day, because, like, that's what it all comes down to: determination to be your own people, to fight for your own things, and be what you want to be ultimately.
For people that may not know, or people that may be kind of oblivious to the situation, for you, do you think that there is racism in the Bahamas? And if so, is there any examples that you can show people or let people know how it is actually affecting them in the Bahamas, if it is?
See, racism exists in the Bahamas, but like racism is such a big umbrella word that it's not the word that we need to be focusing on in the Bahamas. Like, if the biggest thing I think we should be focusing on is restoring community, because the Bahamas is so closely networked that a lot of times we, by proximity, will be able to be more diverse because we know people who are of different ethnicities, different backgrounds. You know, but we need to have a community spirit where if you're with people, regardless of their race and background, they're able to work together for some reason. So if we can focus on community development, that'll help people appreciate everyone here a little bit more and break out of more of the like classism and like xenophobia and nationalism that we face. Because racism is such a, you know, America's black and white here, it's like many colors, you know?
Okay, so that about wraps up today. Is there anything you guys are working on right now that you want to shout out? Anything you want to go ahead?
I could go?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I just want to shout out Compost King. Soil in the Bahamas is naughty, and if you want your plants to grow and not look like this,
Yeah.
hit up Compost King.
You can put, is the ad name's Compost King?
At King Compost on Twitter and sorry,
The Compost King?
I believe so. Yeah, at the Compost King on Instagram.
Okay.
That's Compost with a C, King with a K.
Okay.
Yeah. I do pickups, I sell, and many more things.
But I say there's something that I want people to know. I want people to. Well, first off, I would say I want people to just do their own thing, but don't watch us, but you know. I want someone to like I down to not challenge, but I want people to step up and make the playing field something that's at a big level, because people can't be letting Hamian do a little bit of everything and have that little bit be topping people who are only doing one thing. You know, the people who are doing their one thing need to be doing that way better than us. So if you want to know about what's going on, just figure out what's going on with you and try to do that as best as you can. If you want to know, we at the box. I don't know how long we could be at the box, but we could be here for like weeks, months. I don't know. Independence Vibesy. By the time this air, Vibesy probably would have been been a success. Actually, what? So you know, Vibesy. Apparently, I think you're supposed to be rapping there as well. Look into you would have done a performance by now, correct?
Yeah,
yeah. By the time this air, Julia would have rapped the performance at Vibesy. So yeah. So.
Do whatever you want in life, bro.
And be nice to people. Don't steal from Waterloo Bay.
Who did what?
Don't.
I don't want that.
Yeah, wait.
Okay, great.
Don't be lazy, wait.
Okay, cool. So I appreciate y'all taking the time. We definitely like to talk to y'all again sometime later on in the future, whatever. But much appreciated.
Respect. Hamian things. Vibesy. Human heaven ain't got ends. Keeping it real, no need to pretend. Help you and a brethren, share with your friend. They say hate, I choose love instead. No days off, Lil Jones is working. Wipers off, I'm keeping it murky. Man, give thanks, no need for a turkey. Drip too hard, I'm leaving it jerky. She want a man from USA, I said that's cap. TAG, tag on me, no strings attached. G2G, on one mission, green is the plan. Stoog in my hand, now I got 2 stoogs in my hand. Alright, that's something slight. We watching Hip Hop Bahamas, this is Hamian. At the box, the Compost King and Chief Stinky.
Solid.
That's it, man.
Boy King, you now rocking with hip hop.